Well, as you know, at present, the economy can prove to be really hard to get you the right job. If you think you'll be losing heart and wondering how to get about it, we have an expert with us today, Dilip Saraf. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome,
Thank you very
Dilip.
much for having me
You have
again.
helped thousands of people achieve their goal. Now you're going to do that on the show today.
Of course.
Tell us how the economy is hitting the job market.
Okay, I think the overall economy is down. I think we all know that. But the one question I ask my clients is, how many jobs do you need? And once they come down to their level, they say, all I need is one job. And I tell them there is one for you. Now, how do you find such a job? So the thing that most people forget to see is that when something is down, something else is up. And I'll give you an example. The construction industry is not building houses anymore, but there are lots of new buildings that require energy insulation and renovation and so forth. There are a whole bunch of jobs available in that space, as an example. If you are in high tech, for example, social, mobile, payment, security, all of those things are actually
Still in demand.
exploding.
Right.
So the thing that I tell my clients is, don't focus on where you are if that area is stagnant. If you're doing well in an area that's stagnant, try to build some momentum in your career and try to bridge into an area which is now growing. So you always keep kind of moving.
I think, Dilip, it's great in terms of, a larger implement framework, but how do people, be it whether they're applying in the technology or whatever industry, how does one then implement this framework? Can we get down to the nitty-gritties in terms of details of how do you put this down on a document to get that next position or next career opportunity?
I think that's an excellent question. I think there are two aspects to this particular question. One is, how do you fashion your message so that when a hiring manager reads it, there is some excitement in the message? Even though you may not have done something that you claim you want to do,
Right.
there is a way to frame your message so it comes across like you're not lying. At the same time, you're presenting some new ideas that they are excited about. And I have done this, and I'll give you an example. When the economy tanked in 2001, I lost my job. And I said, where is action right now? I said, everybody's getting laid off. Who are coaching these people? I said, so they need career coaches. So I became a career coach in 2001. You see what I'm saying? And for the past 10 years, I've been a career coach. And I decided how I need to fashion my message so that I become a credible career coach, even though I had never done this before. So I have changed 5 careers until this point, and I used that in my resume to showcase how I could help other people change their careers. So people limit themselves by what they have done, but they don't expand their mind to say what they can do with what they have done. This is something that's not natural for people.
Is it because there is cultural and ethnicity carry forward that we bring to the table, or is it because we are not able to tell the story when we're looking for the next position? Why
I think it's
is
a
that?
combination of those. I think, first of all, we don't let go of that mindset that I'm so smart, people should respect me because I'm smart. And when I was head of engineering, I used to say, it doesn't matter how smart you are, it matters how useful you are. And being useful and being smart are two entirely different requirements in a corporate world. And there are a lot of people who are not as smart, but they're extremely useful by how they do things, how they build relationships, how they influence people, how they get along with everybody else, how they work in teams. Those are the skills that are very important in today's economy, and especially people who come from India and China, because 60% of my client pool is from that part of the geography. And most of my focus is, how do you learn how to do those things, knowing that you got great intellect? Nobody's questioning that.
Now, how do you kickstart a job career for someone who's been either without a job or just wanting to start a new career?
Okay, so let me take the case of a college graduate who just came out of college.
Or is it at her mom, maybe?
Or his mom. So let's say that she has stayed home, or somebody who has stayed home for 10 years. So the question is, what was the skill before you decided not to work, right? And what have you done during those 10 years that you can showcase in your resume that shows value, that you just not sat around in the house doing, things that cannot be sold in the today's marketplace. And people underestimate what they have done. They have volunteered, they have raised some organization, they have built some organizations, they have created some initiatives in the PTA. All of those things can be put on a resume. People just need to learn how to do that. And you need to learn how to articulate that in a way. Resume is not about you, it's about the job you want.
Right.
And most people forget that. So if you learn how to create that language that resonates with the reader, like the hiring manager, you'll get an interview.
First, start volunteering. If you've been sitting at home for a long time, maybe go out and volunteer and see what it is like to get up and go to work 9 to 5 for a few days, and then see if you like doing that, and then maybe start looking for a job in that area.
Right.
So that could be a very good way to kickstart yourself,
Exactly.
get out of the house and just be around a working atmosphere.
And the beauty of volunteering is, let's say that you've been an engineer and you want to go into marketing, right? Now, it's very difficult to make that transition, but you volunteer in an organization and say, I want to do the marketing role in this organization. They're going to not say, "Well, show me your resume, right? So you start working in marketing and you put that in your resume after a year or 6 months or whatever and say, this is the kind of things I've done.
And that also helps you figure out that whether you like doing
Exactly.
that. I think that's an ideal
So I'm
way.
on the right track, from banking to media to marketing to public relations.
Yeah, we all figure out new things we like in life. Thank you so much, Dilip.
Thank
As
you,
usual,
Dilip.
It was a great pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
see
you for having
again
me.
very soon.